Sure we can do it. We just got to. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know we can do it. Sure we can do it. We got to.
Hello, I'm in the greenhouse today because despite it being the tail end of the first week in June, British weather, being as it is pouring with rain and it's really windy, and our outdoor thermometer says it's about 8 degrees C, which is not terribly warm, and the wind is about between 25 and 35 miles an hour, which is quite blowy. So I've come into the greenhouse and most of this morning I spent on the sofa sulking because I wanted to be outside in the garden, and so I thought, oh, I'll just rest for a little while, but I've got itchy feet and I definitely need to be doing something. Anyway, I just felt the need to actually be doing something, so I've come out into the greenhouse. Now yesterday I managed to plant the tomatoes into the bed in the greenhouse. So as I've promised myself, I've made the bed a bit wider, and I've made it wide enough to have a little pathway down the middle, which is what that plank is going to be. I'm going to get other planks to put all the way down, which means that I can get between the plants just about. I'll be able to squeeze between them and tend to them as I need to. So there they are in. Now I've got a selection of a black Russian and Brandywine. I can't remember what the Brandywine one is, but there's one from Brandywine, so I expect that's a black one as well. A couple of Italian tomatoes, and one called Thessaloniki, which I'm assuming is less Italian and more Greek, but there we go. So they are in. Obviously the canes aren't in and their supportants aren't in, but they're small and they can wait another week or so before I put the support structure in for them. So my vague plan for today is to pot some of the plants that I've been growing in modules, plant those up into little pots, because although it's time for them to go straight into the ground, I haven't managed to get all the beds weeded, and rather than let the plants be yellow and die of lack of nutrition, I'm going to pot them in some pots, and it's more of a pain because it means I've got to move them twice, once from the modules and then once from their pots, but you know, needs must and all that, and we'll just crack on with it. And once I've got the other beds weeded, then they can go in, but this will buy me a little bit of time, and as the weather is not up to me doing very much outside, because I really don't need to be out in the rain, it would be a choice and I'm choosing not to, but I can work in the relative dry and comfort of the greenhouse, and so that's my task for today. So I'd set my task for today, and I had all intentions of doing that, and then got sidetracked. Mr. J came out and asked me a question, and I came back into the kitchen, and then I made some brunch and went off, did the chickens and the ducks. Anyway, long story short, I haven't potted up a single plant. But I have done other things that are really useful. I have learnt how to use a new computer. It's not a program, it's an app thing. It's a facility, and they always take me a bit of time to get my head round, so I've done that, which is jolly good. And I've been working a little bit on a collaboration that I'm doing with somebody, so that's really good. So it hasn't been a wasted day. It has been a productive day, but just not in the way I thought it was going to be. And now I've just finished preparing our supper, and we're having a mostly homegrown meal tonight, and I would have said something like 95% of the ingredients in our meal have come from our small holding. So we've got roast duck and potatoes and mange tout and a plum sauce that I've made with a drop of wine, and all of those things all of those have come from our small holding. So that feels really good. That's a really nice thing to know. So yeah, all of those are good. And the few things that aren't homegrown are the things like the salt, the seasoning, and cinnamon I've put in the sauce. And I will probably use some pork stock to boost the gravy, and that hasn't come from our small holding either. So, but 95% would be as a pretty good shout, I think. So I'm very pleased about that. Now, if you're not a regular viewer of my vlogs, why not? But if you're not a regular viewer, and even if you are, I'd urge you to have a look at tomorrow's vlog, because tomorrow it is my June homestead tour. And this is when I walk around the homestead. I will right around having a look at what's developing, what's changed, plans for the future, and it just gives me a quick recap each month, and lets you know how I'm getting on and how the gardens are getting on and the animals. But it is a really nice little just tour, and it will just tell you what's going on here. So please do have a look at that, and feel free to leave comments whether you liked it or you disliked it, or I know you'll be honest with me. So please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think. And then on Wednesday I'll be back to my daily vlogging, when you'll get me drivelling away again about daily life here on our homestead.